If your sponge cake keeps coming out dense, dry, or flat, a few small changes can make a big difference. This sponge cake base bakes up light, fluffy, and sturdy enough for clean cake layers, similar to the Genoise style sponge cake. Let's start with the dry ingredients. In a bowl, combine 100 grams of all-purpose flour, 100 grams of cornstarch, and 12 grams of baking powder. Mix everything together so the baking powder is evenly distributed. Cornstarch helps create the soft, delicate crumb that's typical for many European-style sponge cakes. Next, combine 150 grams of castor sugar and 8 grams of vanilla sugar. Mixing them first helps the sugar incorporate more evenly later. If you don't have vanilla sugar, you can substitute it with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just add it to the eggs later instead. Now for the eggs. Crack 4 eggs into a large mixing bowl and start beating them on high speed. While the mixer is running, slowly pour in about 50 milliliters of hot water. Adding hot water while whipping the eggs helps them expand more, creating a very airy batter and a light sponge. You want the mixture to become thick, pale, and almost ribbon-like. That's how you know enough air has been incorporated to give the sponge its lift. Once it reaches that stage, start adding the sugar gradually, a little at a time, while continuing to mix. As the sugar dissolves, the mixture turns into a smooth, almost white cream. This step incorporates a lot of air, which gives the sponge its light structure. Right at the end, add a pinch of salt. Add the flour mixture in 3 batches, mixing each time until everything is just combined. Try not to overmix, so the batter stays light and airy. Prepare a 26 cm round cake pan and line it with parchment paper. Pour the batter into the pan and gently tap it on the counter a few times to release any large air bubbles. Bake the sponge in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius using top and bottom heat, also known as a conventional oven setting. Bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. To check if the cake is ready, insert the toothpick into the center. If it comes out clean, the sponge is done. If there's still a batter on it, return it to the oven for another 5 minutes and check again. Once baked, let the sponge rest in the pan for 10 to 15 minutes. Then transfer it to a wire rack and allow it to cool completely. After the sponge has cooled, you can slice it into as many cake layers as you need for your recipe. I usually trim off the top to make the cake perfectly even, and that extra piece never goes to waste. It makes a great little snack, especially with a bit of chocolate spread. And that's it! A light, fluffy sponge cake base that works beautifully for almost any cake base or layer. If you try this sponge base, let me know how it turns out in the comments. I'd love to see your creations. If you enjoyed this recipe, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more simple and delicious recipes. Until next time, bye bye!